Actually, I went to the wrong place just now. I didn't know that too. Anyway, so my name is Kenneth. I'm from IP88. So any one of you all know about IP88? What is it about? Okay, I think if you shop online, you guys will have seen IP88 at the checkout page. We are the one that when you do the payment, mobile 88, that's us. So just a quick background on IP88. So IP88 was formed in the year 2000, okay, by 3 founders. So it's there for quite some time. Now it's like the 18th year. So in 2015, it was bought over by NTT Data, which is a Japanese company. Okay, so we are 51% owned by NTT Data itself. We are PCI DSS compliance company, which that means we can process credit card and all. We are one of the market leaders for payment, and I'm here to talk mainly about payment, trends relating to payment because of all the data we have gotten over the years with all our merchants. How many merchants do we have now? Under IP88, we have 12,000 merchants. We link up with quite a number of financial institutions, credit cards and all. So I'm here to share more on the statistics that we gathered over the years on payment. So okay, this slide will show the overall e-commerce market globally, which is actually reaching 1 trillion. If you notice that most of the other regions, like talking about US, China and all, they have already reached a certain maturity stage around like 25% and all. But the funny thing is, within ASEAN, we are really growing. Okay, but the good thing is, because we are at the starting stage, it's still growing in a very, very fast manner. If you notice, we are just like 1%. But having said that, we are one of the fastest growing and we embrace e-commerce in the fastest manner. I think maybe because of the evolution of how mobile phones have come about. So everybody is taking out the e-commerce. I'm sure have any one of you all not shopped online before? No. I'm sure every one of you all shopped online, or be it paid something online or done something online. That's definite. Agreed? Yeah. So there's the statistics shown here. So, if you notice, Malaysia, along with our neighbors, which is Thailand and Indonesia, we are just at the starting path. But the trajectory is incredible. It's like we are really moving on that path. So the growth rate is incredible. I believe everybody here wants to embrace e-commerce. But the only concern is everybody wants to go in the shop. It's just like how last time, everybody want to do business, they want to do a retail business, they want to set up shop. But the matter, I think, is more to maybe you all need to understand a bit more about your customer profile. Then you're able to make a better judgment call when you want to approach it. Of course, then again, do you know who are your customers? Who do you think will be your customers? Okay, most of the people who you'll be approaching or the customers you are attracted to is most of the time is below 30 years old. So of course it'll be good if you guys understand your customers. And like one of my founders, we like to say, the best way to actually understand your customer is actually understand your children, because they are the one who will be your customers. Most of them who are like 20 years old, they're teenagers. If you talk to them, then you understand how they evolve and how they function. Because it's very different from how we function. Okay, maybe for me, because I'm those times where before that I'm using a PC, a 486. Okay, I'm way back there, so maybe out. So what I'm trying to say is, to understand, you need to understand your customer profile. Okay, so the matter is there is a Malaysian ambition to actually achieve more than 170 billion ringgit. In terms of transactional from e-commerce, okay? But to do that, we need to double our growth path, our CAGR. And in doing so, we do need to understand our customer profile. Okay. So if you notice, 2015, the amount of transaction market is actually 7 billion only. But by the time it reached to 2017, it's 24 billion. Okay? It's like 4 times the amount. Just over a short span of time. And everybody's hopping onto it. But to understand that, most of the shoppers you are talking about, they are not daily shoppers. They're not even weekly shoppers. Most of the time, they are weekly, monthly shoppers and yearly shoppers, if you understand that. Okay. Then on top of it, you also need to understand the non-online shoppers. The non-online shoppers, because there are a lot of non-online shoppers that you want to get them to hop onto it. So then the question is, how do you address the non-online shoppers? Actually, over time now, there is no about online and offline. There's something called omni-channel that caters to all. That means what is approaching now beyond just going online to purchase. A lot of people go to the stores, but in an alternative way. Now there's a lot of rise of QR code. I'm sure everybody heard of Alipay. Everybody heard of Alipay? Yeah. You know about WeChat coming out? Everybody asking it. Okay, it takes some time. Everybody asking about it, but it is definitely coming. Okay? So, but to address it, why you need to understand why they don't want to shop online. A lot of time they still have trust issues. There's definitely big one. There's the big one, security and privacy concerns. But although no matter how we tell them, there's also concerns. They still like to see things tangible. All right? Of course, another one they find it very, very draggy is about the delivery. They don't want to wait. Okay? And on top of it, they don't want to have lack of confidence of going, to try to transact online because it becomes too cumbersome. If you notice, actually, when you do an online business, every time if there's a transaction that gets stuck, then there's droppage. Because people will just think twice and then they decided not to buy anyway because they think it's impulse buying, I don't want to buy, I think about it later. Yep. So all these things you need to understand, and of course they need to go to a physical store. That's why over time, I think we have this method called, it's no longer online shopping, it's called like omni-channel. There's offline and online, and both complement each other. Because when some shoppers, they prefer to see a physical store to have confidence rather than just having an online store. So it's both parts. So maybe when you start online business, you may consider that portion also. And which also, in a way, is also good for those people who already have existing brick and mortar business. It's actually very, very good to go online. Because when you go online, actually provide a more reach for you. And then you have the confidence there already. The only thing is because you don't have the width, you don't have the spread, because you're stationed geographically at one place. So if you have both portion there, it will be good. Okay, so the 5 most purchased product categories. I'm not sure whether there's a general suspect. These are all data from one of our marketplace, which our merchant, which is 11th Street, we got from. Fashion, beauty, health and beauty, electronics, home and living, and household groceries. The only thing is there's also learnings from it that when it comes to fashion, there's a very high return rate because of the fact of the size, how you measure the size and all. So what will happen is when augmented reality comes into play, which will come in soon. Augmented reality that means there will be a portion that come out. There's a technology where you can scan your body, and they're able to see that you can match what exact size it is. Then you'll be more confident. There'll be less return rate. Now, some of these businesses, especially like fashion, very, very high return rates. The rest are quite okay. Health, beauty, electronics, home living, and grocery. The main concern always will be fashion. So there's another consideration when you go on to online business. Okay, so overview of the e-commerce. Also, the trends happening is online shopping will poised to continue to grow, but it will be not called online, because I think no longer is called e-commerce, it's called m-commerce, because everybody will be using a mobile phone than using a laptop. Okay, and then the payment will be more digital. When you say more digital, is no longer just a credit card. If later I show you the trend, actually a lot of people use online banking more than credit card. And on top of it, now with alternative payments, with all the e-wallets coming up, have anybody heard of Boost? Well, Boost have a very, very good deal. You know about Boost, they are like throwing marketing fund. If you ask me how they make money, I really don't know. But they are really throwing marketing funds. At some point, I just passed by KK, KK Supermart. They are actually launching an initiative with Boost. For every 30 ringgit, you get 10 ringgit. So, I mean, what I'm trying to say is, with these kind of e-wallets, you know, willing to give marketing funds, another consideration when you do your online business to integrate with some of these e-wallets. Well, of course, iPay is also a TPA. We are third-party acquirer for all this lah. But what I'm trying to say is we can put it in for you, and indirectly, these will help you drive traffic. Okay, there are a lot of ways of driving traffic. A good deal, Malaysian shoppers, they all like a good deal. Okay, so I think that is one way to drive traffic. So you have alternative payment. That means beyond credit card, you also should consider e-wallets going inside there. So of course, the general suspect now is Boost. I believe Touch and Go will be launching soon, okay, which is actually part of Alipay, which is a local Alipay, and of course WeChat and all. So this is another portion. That means the payment beyond just credit card, you should also, online banking, also consider e-wallets. E-wallets will be key, all right? At least to help you drive more traffic. The key is always to driving more traffic, okay? Then customer willing to shop for new products. Well, this one is very dependent. It's like, there are certain, again, when you want to study your customer profile, also you need to understand certain things are able to be sellable online, certain things may not, because you also need to factor in the return rate and all. And then express delivery become a norm. I think there's an easy puzzle here. They have been growing rapidly, and they're doing very well. And then a lot of all this kind of express delivery is going in, doing very well. And customer will look beyond price. Why beyond price? Is because it's about the customer experience. So online shopping, the thing is, other than a good deal, but if they feel they get short change and all, I think they will not come back and all. So because what you're looking for online store is for return customers. So that's the key. Okay, so you look at the demography. This is iPay growth for our transactions, which you can see year on year in terms of transaction volume, and also number of transactions been doubling out. So this is also in line with the overall e-commerce industry. So you can really factor that in, okay? And of course, you also notice, like I mentioned before, less people is using laptops already. It's all using mobile. So any time you want to go online store, please use make sure it's mobile SDK enabled, or maybe make sure it's mobile optimized. All your websites and all, make sure it's mobile optimized. Do not just not set up a online store, just cater to your laptops and all. And of course, another one coming in the trend is, the interesting thing is less people using credit card actually. So a lot of people using online banking. No, maybe it's small ticket items, they use online banking. Of course, there is one exclusion. If you are selling big ticket items, there will be another option for EPP, Easy Payment Plan. Then you want to go for your credit card. Other than that, the main thing when you sell online store, make sure you have online banking first. Then of course, like I said already, if you go for big ticket items, then credit card. Then these are the area of growth. Of course, the general suspect will be always like the marketplace. But then again, marketplace, I feel for online people who want to start doing online selling, is more or less to market or to show your presence and all. But over time, feedback is always better to have your own online store, so that you have more customer loyalty, returning customer. That is what you want, or else you'll be competing on price. Yeah. Then of course telco, prepay, SMS. There's also personal skincare and general ticketing. The other areas also delivery service, transport, apparel, fashion, games and toys, and food and beverage. So these, you see over the years from 2017 to 2016, there's not much changes in terms of the popular industries or items they're going to buy. There are some, the main one is still marketplace, it's still telco, but over time there are some changes in terms of maybe, like for instance, you're talking about virtual instant services, top up with SMS and all, so there's some changes only, but mainly it's always generally the same. Same as with volume. So then I mentioned about online versus offline. So over time, there won't be something called online, offline already. It will be called omni-channel. Right? Omni-channel, that means you need both sides to complement each other. So that's why over time, like iPay, we come out with this portion there. Of course, we have e-commerce, but we also have other portions there with, the standard terminals. But we have also have physical retailers. These are some of the new payment alternatives that you should really take note of. They are coming in. And these guys are really, they want to get you all to hop onto their services. And the good thing is, I think for now at least, when they're starting, their MDR is literally, well, negligible. You don't see anything. They're giving for free, actually. Well, I know. So really consider, these are the few. Okay. And then we do deal with it. So if anything you want to inquire, you can also ask us at our booth, iPay. Okay. And just to let you know that how this QR payment and all is all delivered in different manners. It can be done online. Then, of course, there's the POS system, which is a bit more high-tech. But having said, you want to just start up, they even have a payment app for it. We are developing a payment app so that you all can integrate with all these payments also. That'll be easier for you. Because over time, I think, cost of acquisition, if you use through terminal and all, it is a bit hard for us, payment company, because we do not know how it will turn out. So normally, if we just develop an app, then it's easier for you also. It's also quite seamless. So we have all different versions. We have plugins, okay, for the online. We have the mobile SDK for the mobile apps if you want to inquire later. And we also got an API if you want to go website and payment terminals. So it's all ready. So over time, you can see that these are the trends coming in now. Okay, so what will be the key things will be coming in? First, IoT with big data learning will be adoptive into everyday life. That's very key because really everybody say the new oil or the new gold will be data and all, but the matter is how to use the data only. That's the key. Because a lot of people, I'm not sure whether they know how to use the data. That's the matter. Having said that, we are gathering data as much as possible, but how you can utilize the data to able to make your business successful, that's the key part. All right? So blockchain and cryptocurrency will lead fintech innovation. So do go for it. It's beyond Bitcoin. So blockchain is not just Bitcoin. There are more things than Bitcoin. And these things will be coming into hand that enable more progressive e-commerce growth. Okay, e-wallet, QR payment, micro payment enable for the masses. This will be more because in, okay, my time's up. Because within Malaysia, I think I would say 90% of the companies are actually SMEs, and most of them are startups. And startups mainly they are the ones who need the micropayments, and this is happening with all the QR pay and all. So, and then also we need to factor in the policy and industry regulation, and the last one is the payment tsunami. I think what's happening now is even the banks, even the e-wallets and all, they're not trying to like compete with the credit cards. They're trying to compete with cash. So over time, everybody wants to convert cash to alternative payments. So this is what's happening. Okay? So with that, that's my sharing of all the latest trends. Thank you.
Thank you once again, Kenneth Kuan, ladies and gentlemen, the head of sales of iPay88. All right, does anybody have any questions for him by any chance? We have time for one question. Anyone at all? Yeah.
Well, I think what happened is Boost Boost and other e-wallets, they can deal off with you directly, but they need the arms, the reach, the legs and all. So because that we are there in the market for quite some time, so we are, again, as mentioned, we have 12,000 merchants. They also want to get traction inside there. And if they want to start acquiring, they want to do the traditional acquiring one by one. When do you think they can acquire all the merchants in time? So having said that, also because we also provide we are not just the legs and arms, we also do integration for them. So the integration portion and all will be under us. Because actually iPay positioned ourselves as a payment solution provider. So beyond that, we also add value by doing giving technology and integration. That's why we also set up our own payment app, which is an integrated payment app. That's how we help the merchants at all.
Boost, for example, has its own mobile application. Boost has its own mobile application. Why would I use iPay 88 mobile application?
Okay, you see, there are few school of thoughts. If you want to go direct with Boost, okay, you as a merchant you only get Boost as per se. So what we are trying to do now is we are trying to come out with a payment app that you can call us a supermarket of all the e-wallets, but it will make sense for you to actually take up an app that have multiple payment options than just one. It's better, right? Something like that. It's just like online banking. Last time you want online banking just for Maybank, or you want online banking for everybody. Same concept.
Thank you. Yeah.
Unfortunately, we are a bit short of time, so if you have questions, you may directly ask Mr. Kenneth Kuan. Thank you so much. Another round of applause, please.
Thank you.
Exabytes. Grow your business online.